There was this like meme around, we hire only the best, we don't hire remote. So I'm Raman. Hello. My background is software engineering. So like I kind of write code all the time, all the day, 24/7. Sometimes I sleep. And I like write around Crypto Jobs List. It's #1 job board for blockchain, crypto, DLT companies and jobs. Yeah, it's been running for over a year and a half, and we've been kind of featured by all the major media. All the top companies in crypto space are featuring their jobs with us.
So when was the aha moment when you started to work on that and then you launched it? When did you realize that you were onto something actually that people need and like it's growing?
I think like maybe a few weeks in, or like almost a month in, when people started sharing it like on Facebook, or a friend of mine was really pushing to launch it on Product Hunt, and I was like, no, it's not ready yet, but like, no, you should launch it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I should not be overthinking it. And and I think like month or 2 months in, people started asking like, how much is it to post? And that would kind of ring the bell that it's probably, I mean, if people are asking how much is it, they're asking for pricing.
That was in 2017?
Yeah, that was the end of 2017.
Perfect timing then to launch this kind of product. So you went through the bear market that we just had for 2018, and how did you feel this time for crypto job lists? What happened, and now how do you see it? Like, what do you see has changed and what is evolving?
I think there are like, after the bear market, a lot of like noise got weeded out. So like a lot of companies who were there for the quick money, just to raise ICO, they're not there anymore. And so like a lot of people got burned by it. And I mean it in a good way. It's probably not very good for individuals, but it's good for the ecosystem overall because it's getting a bit more sober.
I've seen other listing websites that are actually now doing the same thing that you're doing. They are just listing only cryptocurrency jobs. Do you see them as straight competitors, or do you try to partner with them, or like?
It was pretty cool. Like the week I launched, I think at least 1 or 2 other job boards launched. A month or 2 months later, when people started noticing Crypto Jobs List, a lot of people started like actually reaching out like, hey, I'm doing the same thing. Can you give me an advice? Which was like, okay. I mean, it's sort of a compliment. But yeah, there was more and more of that competition. It's a bit annoying, but it's important not to be too focused on competition and be more focused on your customers, on companies. And that's what I'm trying to do, just like being focused on companies, understanding better, emailing them, just like, how is it going? Are you able to hire someone? Are candidates good enough for your position? Or if there's like, if candidates are not applying, what is the reason? Is this like the requirements too high, or are you trying to find a perfect candidate in your city? There was this like meme around, we hire only the best, we don't hire remote.
And so what is the ratio of companies or job offers that are fully remote? Do you think it's growing?
So I think like the exciting thing is blockchain crypto space is very remote. It's not just remote friendly, I'd say. It's remote by default.
Yeah.
Most of the main companies in this space are like 100% remote or 90% remote. I think Bitfinex has been like one of those examples where they're 100% remote.
Let's talk about the number now of crypto job list. So how many of them are actually really paying in crypto?
It's an unfortunate surprise. Not a lot. Probably 10%, if not less than that. And I think it all boils down to like accounting and the source of their finances.
What are the big milestones so far? So how many companies you have, how many jobs you have?
So I think right now we have about 550 companies that listed so far, and it's over 1,000 jobs. And last time I checked, we got about probably close to 19,000 applications to all of those jobs. Again, hiring is a very kind of challenging space, right? It's a challenging, not just challenging space, challenging thing to do. Some companies might hire a ton of people and they're very successful at attracting talent. Some of them it's more uphill battle.
Yeah, also the ease of application, like a lot of job boards, they ask for your CV and then they need to apply with all these documents and then fill the form again, and like you made it really user friendly for the talent to apply. So you are doing this like all alone right now, or you have some people helping you out, or you delegate some tasks, or how do you work actually?
Right. So it's just me, myself, and I.
Really?
But I do kind of this year I was trying to expand the amount of people that I'm working with. and just like hire some part-time help like VAs, trying to get partners who will be helping me with business development, with sales.
You really succeeded to do the same format than Nomad List, actually, because he also started alone and he created those websites all alone, right? And grew it from there. So it's like you have a sort of a product that is working by its own, more or less. How now you can scale it without taking all your time?
I think like the different, even though it was heavily inspired by Remote OK and by Peter's work, I think the difference in direction that we have, companies list a job on his job board and the application goes like offsite, right? For us, I'm trying my best to keep track of the actual process and success rates, right? Which is still very, very hard to do, whether actually someone got hired or not, and what's the feedback. So I'm trying to be a bit like more in-depth, more high touch about helping those companies hire.
Yeah, and so what are the most common jobs right now that you are seeing the growth of it?
It's a mix. I think, again, the market got, it's a mix in like the whole diversity of positions. If you compare it to last year in 2017, clear spike in like Solidity engineers and engineers for specific blockchain, like for example, for Commodore or for EOS, especially those companies who are trying to like raise funds on those platforms. Early 2018 and like late 2017, a lot of companies would hire just like, they're looking for CTO with Solidity knowledge. And usually it's just because they want to raise an ICO and not because of their...
Just to appear right with the right team instead of just having actually the right team.
But I think, but again, that was, Wild West times. I think it's getting a bit more serious and a bit more kind of realistic
qualitative.
market.
On that note, do you select the companies you are working with, or how do you decide maybe some jobs should not be listed?
So in the past about a year, maybe less than a year, I didn't have any problem with that. Like all the companies that list, they're a bit high quality. At least it's monitored by the fact that were they able to pay or not. Like if you're not able to pay for hiring, like what kind of salary are you going to be paying?
I'm sure you got some offers of tokens for free listing or something.
Yeah. There was quite a bit of that.
How do you see now Crypto Job List? What is your strategy to scale it, or what is your plan actually for the future?
I'm doing like company culture interviews. So talking to a company, asking them different questions about what it's like working with them, how did they get established, how are they funded, what's your favorite GIF in Slack? What's your favorite meme? So if you go to cryptojobs.companies and just like getting out all this kind of more personal, no filter information from them, that's a bit tricky because everyone just tried to be like behind this kind of surface. We're this company. We don't want to offend anyone. We don't want to be edgy. What if someone think about something negative about us? Like I'm trying to get just like no filter photos from their office, them people geeking out doing beer pong or whatever. So you can just like have a sense.
What do you need for Crypto Job List for the next step right now?
I think just like getting more high quality talent. It's like never something you never can underrate or never can get enough of. Is getting more applicants and more high-profile people watching the job board. Subscribe to my newsletter. That would be great. Subscribe to our newsletter, our Twitter. That's where you're going to get notifications. And number two is just getting more companies. So if you're a company and you're hiring or thinking about hiring, reach out to me, post a job. If you're interested in company culture interview, we can arrange that too.
And so maybe we can advertise a little bit the one of the latest jobs you've got. So from which company and what kind of jobs was it?
Taurus. They're based in Singapore. They're looking for a software engineer. Interestingly, we have Status. They're looking for a product designer. Remote, by the way. So like Status is looking for remote, but I think the person who listed, Jonathan, is based in London. And they're also looking, full-time position. So go to Crypto Jobs List, apply there. We have a bunch of positions from Kraken. Kraken was looking for developers and designers. Web3 Foundation, pretty important foundation. They're looking for security lead. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter, cryptojobs.com. Follow us on Twitter. Apply to jobs. Like everyone has a lot of friends and a lot of smart friends. So send them over. Thank you.